In this video, we're gonna have a look at setting assignments in teams and leaving feedback on those assignments. I am in my 4th grade class team, and you'll see at the left hand side here, I have an assignments section in the menu. So when I click on that, it brings up the assignments dashboard where we've got some previous assignments that have been set. To begin with, I'm going to create a new assignment. So down the bottom here, I have my create button. Click on that, and I've got the option of using an existing assignment, setting it as a quiz or an assignment. So I'm going to pick the top option, and I now have the following screen. So in here, we need to have some sort of title. So I'm going to call this physical geography, and you can add tags in here if you want to categorize that. You have the option of popping instructions in here if you choose. I'm actually going to attach the page from the class notebook, so I'm going to go into the attach option, click on class notebook, it's in the content library, it's a literacy task, and there is my task. So I can attach that. That means from the student's point of view, they just need to click straight onto that attachment and it'll take them directly to the class notebook and directly to the task they have to complete. Now I need to decide where I'm gonna send that page. So I'm gonna send it to the students' literacy sections. This is where it's gonna live, in the students section in the class notebook. Click on done. You'll see here it gives you the option that students can edit their own copy, which is perfect. As I scroll further down, I can assign some points in here if I choose. Let's make this one out of 20. Underneath, you'll see we've got an attach rubric option. So if there is a rubric that you have for that task, you can upload it or you can add it in. Underneath in the assign to section, this is where you can send it to multiple teams at the same time. There we go, took a wee while to load. So when I click on here, you see it brings up some of my other teams. Maybe I want to send it to my primary K3 team as well, and you'll see it is changed to 2 classes. And we can edit this option whether we want it to be sent to students which are then joining the class later on. Next to that, we've got the default option that it will send to everybody, so it sends to all students in the team. But again, you can click on that, send it to an individual or send it to groups. I'll leave that as all students. We need to set a due date. So let's give them till Friday to do that. Don't really want them staying up too late. 23:59 seems a bit extreme. So let's give them a 5 o'clock due time. And again, underneath here, you can see assignment will be posted immediately with late hand-ins allowed. That's a default option, but you can schedule a time that you want to post it. So actually, maybe I don't want to post it right now. Maybe I want to post it at the end of the day. So I might post it at 3:30. And then you can set a close date if you don't want late hand-ins. So I'm going to leave this because I'm quite happy with late hand-ins. And then the last section here, we've got the option to add assignments to calendars. Most students tend not to use their calendar, so that's not as useful. Posting the assignment notification is definitely helpful, and it needs to go to the general channel when we have more than one class selected. If I jump up here and deselect my primary K3 class, you'll see that now that I have an edit option here, and I can change where I send this. So I'm now going to send this to the literacy channel in this team because it's a literacy task, and I'm going to leave the notifications for late turn-ins off. I'll just check for them myself. Now, because I've scheduled this to get sent in the future. This says schedule. If I had just wanted to post it, it will say post. Click on that and you'll see in my dashboard I have this physical geography task scheduled to get sent out later today. Now what I'd like to show you is if I look at some of the assignments in here, this is where we can leave some feedback for students and where we mark. So if I click on student name here, it opens up the assignment. I think this is a read in progress assignment. And what you can see is in the top left hand corner, I can either drop down and select the student, or I can use these arrows to filter through. So that's really powerful from an efficiency point of view. I don't have to go in and out to access everybody's work. In the feedback section, I can type some feedback in here. Hey Rosie, well done on this task. Or what I can do is underneath I can click on video, or I can attach different options in here. So if you open the video option, it will pop up on screen. See this just now? You see me there, and we can now record in here. So in your options, if I go for mic only, then you can see that it's now just going to be recording my verbal feedback. And I find that a really powerful way to communicate with your students. It just makes it a little bit more personal. They get to hear your voice, and it just has a bit more impact when it comes to learning. I'm going to cross this off. Exit that because it doesn't really matter. And then underneath, you've got a couple of options. So I can return this, and essentially, as far as Rosie's point of view, that's complete, that's been marked, I've got my feedback on it. If I click on the arrow, I can return it for revision. So that means I can give it back to Rosie and ask her to make a few updates and changes and see if she can get a better grade.